Fox 19 now at 10.
New tonight, the man accused of harassing a female co-worker for months and sending her nude photos will be back in court tomorrow morning. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Courtney King. New at 10, a restraining order has been filed against Sardinia's chief of police, Brian Perry. Tonight, I spoke to the woman who filed that order. Breaking right now at 10, Cincinnati police are responding to a shooting in Westwood. Former President Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, says Trump would veto a federal abortion ban if Congress passed one. Ethan, I feel like there's a lot of pop-up showers. I was actually at the pool earlier. It was beautiful, and then the showers came in.
It was on and off throughout the day. By the way, nice color.
It's a winning Sunday for the Reds, and now a big series on deck. Here's Jody. Joe, where's your broom? Did you forget it?
I did not forget the broom.
And guys, you know, the draft is kind of like the Super Bowl for some people. Some people are more into it. Like my dad, I think he has like a whole Excel spreadsheet of like how it's going to go. Oh, wow. Because we're coordinating a family dinner around the times.
Sorry, Rob, I'm just rocking out. I mean, All Too Well's on, the 10-minute version. It's lit here at Sessions Vinyl Room in Oakley. Let's go ahead and show you the crowd. So a lot more people here than at 10 o'clock. But yes, you were saying this new album, The Tortured Poets Department, it is $45.95 on vinyl. The album drops at midnight.
Unique color only occurs in around 1 out of every 30 million lobsters.
Wow.
So I had to ask Gabby if she knew what a crustacean was because I didn't. And I'm kind of embarrassed now. I'm from the Midwest. So I didn't even know how to say it.
I was like, why are you asking me that? And this is why. Clementine. I love it.
And now former Fort Thomas Independent Schools employee is behind bars tonight facing dozens of child pornography charges. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Courtney King in for Trisha and Rob. According to district officials, Matthew Schnapp was an assistant in their marching band program. Brady Williams joins us live after talking with Kenton County Police. Thank you, Brady. It was another hot day in the tri-state, and Cincinnati Fire even tells us they responded to 7 different medical heat emergencies today. Wow, that is a lot, Steve. Are these dangerous temperatures going to decrease? Thanks, Steve. 2 men accused of blocking an undercover police car before approaching the undercover officers with guns are now facing charges. Chancellor Wynn joins us live after speaking with the Fraternal Order of Police. A former Metro bus driver accused of hitting and killing a retired teacher is set to be sentenced tomorrow. Back in June, 47-year-old Dion Willis pleaded guilty to vehicular manslaughter in the death of 87-year-old Beverly Kinney. According to court documents, Wilson hit and killed Kinney while she was crossing the street in Hyde Park back in January. Willis could spend up to 6 months in jail and lose his license for 5 years.
That's what education is about, folks. Not sitting here talking about tax dollars.
The Newport Independent School Board of Education met tonight to consider a proposal to lower property tax rates. The board has proposed to reduce the district's 2024 to 2025 property tax rates from $9.64 to $7.68. Board officials say despite the decrease, Newport Independent Schools would still receive funding for new projects. However, some residents were concerned students would not see the benefit. Well, new tonight, the city of Cincinnati is set to provide medical debt relief to more than 30,000 residents. That's according to a report from our partners at the Cincinnati Enquirer. The plan is part of Mayor Aftab Piraval's Financial Freedom Blueprint Plan. According to the plan, the city will spend $1.45 million on medical debt relief. According to the program, since the plan pays off debt for pennies on the dollar, it's expected to help pay off $150 million in debt for 33,000 people. Right now, it's not clear how those people are being chosen or just how the money will be spent, but the city is set to release more details tomorrow morning at 10.
Love to see this family get closure.
The family of Brittany Stykes coming together to honor the young mother nearly a decade after her murder. Hear from her loved ones as they continue to search for answers.
I'm going to go ahead and charge the Liberty Mall.
Butler County Sheriff Richard Jones offered a $5,000 reward for information about a Liberty Center mall theft. Why he's saying the mall should cover the costs now that an arrest has been made. Plus, the 20th annual Taste of the Bengals took over Paycor tonight. How the event is giving back to the community. Yeah, Trisha and Rob, even though the Hughes family says that they are grieving, they say that they are overwhelmed and grateful for the community support. We want to show you where we are right now. We're at Jacksonville High School where Carson went. We want to show you this. They are displaying photos of him and photos of his art on the school's sign. His father tells us he would often get up early and go to Versailles State Park before school to snap photos.
This is insane. It's like 12:30 at night in Indiana. First time I ever seen the Northern Lights.
You might notice some wildlife photography displayed around Ripley County.
He just started taking pictures of wildlife and landscape, and it turned into a passion.
And the artist behind the camera is 18-year-old Carson Hughes.
They're all landmarks, just national landmarks. That's in Yellowstone.
Carson was found dead Sunday after he was reported missing Friday at Versailles State Park.
He's an amazing kid.
The Department of Natural Resources says he died from cold water drowning. His father, Jason, tells us his son will live on through his art.
He wanted to share to others just how beautiful this world really is.
Jason says Carson started taking pictures during a family trip, and it quickly became a passion.
He started to see the world in a different light.
He started selling his prints at a festival booth last year.
And he sold out in about 3 or 4 hours with about 20 extra orders to fill.
Jason says they found this note in his wallet after he died.
And it's his SMART goal is to reach 10,000 followers on Instagram wildlife photography account.
Following Carson's death, people started sharing his work on social media, and now his wildlife photography account has surpassed 20,000 followers.
He would actually be doing somersaults because his goal is to get his art, his photos out to the world.
Jason says his son taught himself the craft. He spent hours studying and watched YouTube videos. He also wants people to pay attention to the thoughtful posts Carson would make about his art.
Two gets together 20 minutes before the sunrise. The blue hue the fog gets in the shadows is so unreal.
The community is rallying around Carson's talent, but also his spirit. Students decorated his parking spot at Jacksonville High School and left thank you notes for him.
He was a photographer, but most importantly, he was just a wonderful and amazing kid and friend, son, brother, just to so many.
Proving it wasn't the camera who captured the works of art, it was always Carson. And Carson's family says that they've had several people reach out to them asking if they could buy prints of Carson's artwork. And right now they say that they are trying to figure out a way to do that. They are working on a website so they can make that available to people so they can share in his art. We do know that his funeral is planned for next Monday, the 25th. We have the information to it. We also have a link to his Instagram on our website, fox19now.com. We're live in Ripley County. Courtney King, Fox 19 Now.
Courtney, thank you very much. New at 10, Cincinnati Public School. Put into perspective of what you saw today, Courtney.
Yeah, Rob and Megan, I've been doing this a long time, and this is some of the most mind-blowing damage I've ever seen. It's dark, and we're going to try to show you what we can, but during the day, I mean, it was hard to look away. I mean, we were trying to find damage. We were driving. All of a sudden, we saw this old school with walls completely collapsed, completely destroyed. So we'll go ahead and show you what we can. Again, it's dark. You're going to see more video in our story in a second, but what we can show you, all of these bricks that are on this grass right now, completely taking over this grassy area. I mean, it's everywhere. Also inside the school, there's a tree in there. The walls collapsed. I mean, it is completely destroyed. It is an old school. It wasn't functioning. But what's interesting, guys, is that the house across the street completely untouched. The family says that they are grateful for that. However, they did lose their barn, but they're happy that they just got out okay.
It was a little scary. I was just glad that we were all safe.
Bradley Garrison and his family rushed to their storm cellar Tuesday when the sky turned black.
And as my wife was shutting the cellar door, I mean, it was about a foot left you could see out, and it was just pure white, and the rain was just horizontal.
The National Weather Service says an EF1 tornado hit the area. This is some of the damage. You can see trees snapped in half, some even uprooted.
The ground was shaking and everything. I mean, it was wild, and we lifted the door up and all this.
Bradley says they were only in the cellar for a few minutes, and this is what it looked like when they came out. The storm destroyed their barn, but also this, the old Minerva school. Strong winds blew bricks across the grass.
Whenever we really felt the ground shake hard, I think it was when that wall came down. We've had storms and winds, but never anything strong enough to push that down.
I just grabbed my dog and grabbed my brother's ashes and went back up the road to call my dad.
Bethany Kirk and her dad, Robert, weren't home when the tornado hit, but their home suffered major damage.
I was driving down the road and it just all of a sudden came out of nowhere. I couldn't make it home and I had to walk up the street to be able to get home with all the power lines down.
I just began to pray.
Robert showed us the back of their home where the storm blew out their windows. He says the damage left behind has forced them out of their home.
Everything you worked for your whole life, you know, and it's just gone in a blink, you know. But friends, family, and community have really outreached and been great here.
So as of right now, there are no confirmed injuries in this area, but we will let you know if that changes. And guys, when you're talking about putting the damage into perspective, probably the eeriest damage that we saw was when we were driving on Walton Pike. You might have seen the trees in our story. It was bizarre because there were dozens of trees split in half, uprooted. I mean, it looked almost like a graveyard of trees. It was almost like a forest was destroyed. It looked very bizarre. I'd never seen anything like that. And we instantly stopped in a safe spot and got some video of it to try to show you guys what it looked like. But yeah, guys, this is unlike anything I've really ever seen.